Hi, and thanks for connecting in and spending a couple minutes um, having a discussion about connecting with your inner landscape. And so all of this that I talk about is inspired by a book I wrote a few years back called Painting the Landscape of Your Soul. And Painting the Landscape of Your Soul uses intuitive creation, shamanism, and energy healing as kind of gateways to your heart, gateways to your soul. And the use of all of these techniques, or all of these tools, if you will, the shamanism, the intuitive creation, and the energy healing, helps you kind of rediscover yourself or find your authentic and true self by clearing out layers, by looking at how you've put parts of yourself off to the side. And it's a way to create wholeness in your life. So there's two concepts. There's the inner landscape, which is your body, your feelings, your emotions, this deep soul calling that you have. And then there's your outer landscape, which is your connection to the world around you, to the natural world, the human world, the man-made world, the seen and the unseen. And so when I'm talking about connecting with your inner and outer landscapes, I'm talking about being a whole person, like not putting part of you off to one side and part of you off to another side, but kind of retrieving all your parts into this beautiful body that we call you. And so painting the landscape of your soul is a way to come back to that original gift that you were here, that you were brought here to be in the world, to offer to the world. So let's start that again. This work is about connecting you with that divine spark or that innate wisdom that's unique to you. And so what is it that you bring to the world? And I don't mean it has to be a big, magnificent thing. It could be how you truly embody your heart and soul and you're in the world. And so for some people, this is super easy to do. And for most of us, it's a rediscovering of yourself to come back, to know your gifts, to be okay with owning your gifts and sharing them with the world. So this work is about coming back to your heart and being whole as you do it. And so I've talked about body and mind. I've talked about the inner perfectionist. I've talked about a little bit about spirit. And so what I wanted to talk about today is what I mean by spirit. And so everything always has these double meanings, these double entendres, and that's just part of the world. And actually, I haven't thought about this, but it's almost a reflection of this work. So in all energetic work, in all spiritual work, in all work that kind of is heart-based, there's two ways to kind of connect with the world. There's one where you're looking and thinking and reading and processing, and that seeing is believing kind of concept, right? And then there's the part of us that is more faith-based, more feeling-based, more looking beyond the veils, reading between the lines. And we need both. We need both of these things to go through the world. But mostly what's happened in this contemporary world is it's all about seeing is believing, about what is written on paper or what we can scan, diagram is what truth is. And that's not true. There is so much more there's so much more around us than what we could diagnose, what we can see. And that's the world that I call spirit. So there's this concept of spirit that it's this drive in you that propels you to be an interesting person, propels you to offer something to the world. It propels you to be a kind and generous person. That propels you to be your unique, magnificent self. So that's one concept of spirit. Then there's the concept of a more religious concept, I guess, where you're talking about spirit being ways that you are influenced by something greater than yourself, and you are inspired by that. So you can call that God, Goddess, the divine, helping spirits, totem animals, whatever that is for you. And so they're kind of external aspects of your spirit. And then there's that part in you that's your internal drive of spirit. And so in Chinese medicine, there's a concept of having two hearts. There's the beating heart that we know about. And then there is the energetic expression of our heart that's unique to who we are, that's influenced by society and learned behavior and just things that we take upon ourselves that make us uniquely us. And then there's that divine spark from something greater than ourselves, which we call God, Goddess, the great divine, the universe, whatever that word is for you. And so my belief, flavored by Chinese medicine, flavored by shamanism, and flavored by a lot of other world religions, is that when I'm talking about spirit, I'm talking about that part of you that is connected to the universal light, or that energy that is the spark of life all around the world. And so there's a lot of different ways that we can connect with spirit. You could do that with meditation. You can do that with walking in nature. And you can just do it quietly. You can go to church or synagogue or sit out in nature, whatever that sacred place is for you, where you can get quiet enough and get your heart quiet enough that you can listen to that energy that is greater than yourselves. You can see that sometimes this is a little hard to talk about it, and it's funny, we toss these words around all the time: body, mind, spirit, and energy, and spirit, and mind, if you just think about those things. But really, when you start to parse out, what is it that I'm really talking about it? And I can only speak about my experience. Your experiences are going to be very different. But I mean, let's just take the example of the book, Painting the Landscape of Your Soul. What is your soul? I mean, and I've done a lot of research on this on the web, looking at Google, and there's a lot of understanding of what the soul is. And some people think the soul is perfect and it doesn't need any help. And if that's true, then when I'm talking about painting the landscape of your soul, I'm talking about understanding the landscape of your innate destiny, of why you've come into the world. That's how I think about this work. This work helps you reconnect with this beautiful, unique, exquisite part of you. And it's a way of, how do you figure out how to walk your truth, how you can be true and authentic and full of heart and joy and acceptance for all of you. And that's what it means to paint. the landscape of your soul. So before I get too much on a tangent, since I've just looked over and I completely forgot to light my candle. And it's funny because I find that once I light the candle and I kind of smudge and ground myself to be here, I'm definitely much less chatty, maybe. So let's take a moment and come into our body. And bring your awareness, intuitive creation, shamanism, energy healing are all body-centered practices. Your soul has come into a body to have an experience, to get to enjoy the beauty of life. That's one thing I've read on Google. But it's also an opportunity to just connect with and share love throughout the world. So bring your awareness to your body and close your eyes and feel where your body is touching the earth. And allow your breath to come all the way down to that place. And as you do that, the chatter of your mind slows and you actually begin to come into your body or into your heart space. And from that place, I'm going to light a candle as a reminder that we are coming into sacred space, that we're holding this time precious for us. And I suggest that you light a candle and open sacred space every time you want to connect to your heart and soul. And I also think it's important to use sound or sage or some sort of incense to also signal you that you're coming into sacred space, and to also let that be the signal for you to let go of what you don't need to hold on to. So I'm going to use these little fairy bells and invite the sound to let go of whatever you don't need to hold on to for right now. And let your being know that you're coming into sacred space. And then again, notice how you feel in your body. Do you feel a little bit more grounded? Do you feel that you're kind of more embodied? And this is the place that you get to create from. This is the place that you can access your heart wisdom. So another concept of spirit comes from shamanism. And in shamanism, it is believed that we have these higher guardian spirits. You can call them guardian angels. You can call them helping spirits or teachers. But they are beings that are here to protect us. They are here to help guide us, help teach us, help us as we are in a human body having human experiences, and helping us grow to be the best expression of ourselves. And in shamanism, we call that the spirit that lives in all things, or our helping spirits. And so today, I wanted to give you the opportunity to connect in with a with a teacher, with a helping spirit or a guardian spirit. And we're going to do that with a creative visualization. And a creative visualization is where I'm going to kind of speak an exercise or a meditation, and you in this heart space are going to kind of allow your imagination and intention to take you somewhere to meet a helping spirit. And this helping spirit can show up in any form. It could be animal form or humanish form. It could be somebody that you know, and it could be somebody that you've never met before. But know that your intention is to absolutely meet a guardian spirit, a helping spirit, a guiding spirit for you that can just help you with life, help guide you with life. And in fact, before we go into this guided visualization, what would you ask this guardian spirit? What would you like to ask help with or guidance for? And that could be anything that you want. And this is not a one-time conversation. You can have a conversation with your helping spirit all the time. But think about it this way. You're going to meet somebody that you've always wanted to meet, and you're going to introduce yourself. And what would you ask them? It could be something like, what practice, meditation or drawing or painting or writing or movement would help me connect with myself better, would help me connect with my destiny? Or you can ask your helping spirit, can you help me connect with that higher aspect of myself in my day-to-day life? So there's all kinds of questions. So take a moment and think about that question. Because meeting this part of yourself is about regaining power, your own personal power, because you have this helping spirit that can help guide you. So in a way, you're speaking to a strong and perfect aspect of yourself instead of looking outside yourself for the answers. So what would you ask this being? And then what I'd like you to do is go ahead and close your eyes again. And come back into your body by using your breath and where your feet are on the ground. And then allow your breath to come all the way into your belly, into your chest, and into your heart area. And now imagine yourself walking outside your front door into a landscape that is familiar but in between the worlds, somewhere that is out in nature, that is beautiful, that may have a bit of a technicolor feel to it, but it's going to be somewhere in nature that is familiar yet very different than where you normally go. So this is non-ordinary reality. And just get a sense of your landscape, get a sense of what it looks like. What kind of trees or clouds or temperature that is around you. And in your heart, start repeating, and you can say this outside, I would like to meet a helping spirit. I would like to meet my guardian spirit. And perhaps you'd like to meet the guardian spirit that is going to allow your soul to express itself in the way that's true and right for you. So keep repeating that. And then go ahead and turn around and welcome that being in humanish form that's standing right next to you. And go ahead and have a conversation with this person, with this being. You can ask what their name is. You can notice what they're wearing. Notice the environment that they're in. Let your teacher, let your guardian spirit tell you what it needs to tell you right now. Ask all the questions that you want. And I'm going to rattle slightly for a few minutes so you can keep having this conversation. And I'll let you know when we're done. And if you find your mind wandering, just come back to your heart and come back to this conversation with your teacher. And then ask to see a symbol that would help you engage this energy, engage your helping spirit in your day-to-day life. Ask for a talisman, a healing symbol that can help wake up your soul. And ask your helping spirit to show you that. It's going to come quickly. Notice all the colors and the shapes that show up with this symbol. And then when you are complete, thank your helping spirit. And you can go back at any time to this helping spirit. And I'll let you know how to do that in a little bit. But thank your helping spirit now. And what I'd like you to do is turn around and imagine yourself walking right through your front door again and coming in and sitting down wherever you are. And then take a couple minutes to draw that talisman, that healing symbol. Just draw out some sketches for right now. And then the invitation is to give yourself the time to really create that. So in shamanism, shamanic art is not a representation of power or your energy or the essence of your helping spirit, but it is the energy of your helping spirit. So as you draw this talisman, as you draw this symbol, this symbol will begin to wake up energy in your body, will begin to kind of wake you up to your soul's destiny and your soul's purpose. And then my recommendation is when it's complete, make it the screensaver on your phone, copy it, put it all around your house. So whenever you see it, it begins to raise the vibration of your body, mind, spirit. It raises your energy more to that soul destiny. I don't want to say perfect, especially after last weekend, but this light essence of who you are. So if you like to do more formal journeys, you can, there are some journey apps. If you do a search for a shamanic journey app, you'll find plenty of journaling apps where you can get some drumming or some music so you can continue to do this exercise often. Or you can work with your symbol, where you can sit and meditate with your symbol and let that wake up, kind of shake loose and enliven those cells of you that remember, like in your DNA, that bone memory, that essence of who you are. So I thank you very much for joining me today, for exploring what spirit is, for exploring and getting to know your helping spirit, your guardian spirit, and to begin painting a sacred symbol for you, your talisman. So I'll see you next week. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching.